Okay, this video here is the review unit over ratio proportions. I got this, then you can do a practice unit down there beneath it, and then the test will be tomorrow. Okay, find the value of x, number 1. Okay, so we have 8 over x equals 12 over 30. So we want to line that up into an equation. Remember, taking the x times 12, 12x, is equal to taking the 8 times the 30, 240. So I have times 12, I just divide by 12, and I have my answer. X equals 20. Okay, number 2, 5x plus 1 over 8 equals 3x minus 5 over 4. Okay, I circle one of my x's, the diagonal, doesn't matter which one. Now, I've got 5x and 1, they're separate. So I got 5x and 1, they both need to be multiplied by 4. So that's 20x, and that's 4. So that times that equals 20x plus 4. Then going the other way, we've got 3x along with our my negative 5, okay, because that's a negative 5. So 3x, negative 5, both of those two need to be multiplied by 8. So 24x, negative 40. So we have 24x minus 40. So I have x's on opposite sides, so I pick the smaller one and eliminate that by subtracting. Okay, line up your equals, you have 4. It's going to be 4x minus 40. So the opposite of minus 40 is to add 40. 44 equals 44 equals 4x, and then the opposite of times x is to divide by 4. So 11 equals x. Okay. Okay, number 3. What percent of 56 is 42? Okay, so I want to set up the percent proportion. Percent over 100% is over of. Okay, I don't have my percent, so the x is my percent. After of, I see 56 and then 42. So here's x. 56 times x is 56x. 42 times 100 is 4,200, so I just have 56 times x, so I just divide by 56. And 4,200 divided by 56 gives me my answer. Okay, 75. Now label that with a percent because you just found the percent. Okay, so 42 out of 56 is 75%. Number 5, 60% of what number is 102? So percent to 100%, 60 is on top, then is of. So after of, you see what number, so that's x, and then 102 goes there. So 60 times x is 60x. 100 times 102 is 10,200. Then we have 60 times x. We divide by 60. And 10,200 divided by 60 is 170. Okay, number 6. Or number... My bad, that was number 4, I'm sorry. This is number 5, okay. 60% of what number is 102, okay. So 60% to 100%, and then the is, and the of. Okay, after of it says what number, so it's x, and then 102 goes on top. So 60 times x is 60x. I just did that. Sorry, I'm struggling here. Okay. Oh yeah, the problem I skipped was number 4. I skipped it. I apologize. What is 72% of 150? Okay, 72 is my percent, then is of. So after of, we have 150. X here. So 100 times x is 100x, 72 times 150, 10,800. Then I divide by 100, and it's 108. Okay, try to do better here going forward. Number 6, convert 6.5 feet to inches. There's 12 inches equal to 1 foot. So when I'm making unit conversions, I need to put 12 inches over 1 foot. Okay, or no, never mind. Put your 6.5 feet over 1. Just 1 without a label. And then multiply by a second fraction. So since I have feet here, I bring the feet label down here, and then the other label I'm trying to convert to, which is inches, goes here. And 12 inches, 1 foot. So the feet are canceled. And I take 6.5 times 12, 78, divided by 1. 1 times 1 is 1, that's 78 inches. Okay, number 7. Solve for x. The triangles shown are similar. Okay, so we line up the equals. We put our 4 over 8, or 4 over 6, or 6 over 4. It doesn't matter. So on this smaller triangle, what side matches up with the 4? It'd be the 3. And then x would be the 6. And then I solve it. So 4 times x is 4x. 6 times 3 is 18. So I have 4 times x, I just divide by 4, and x is 4.5. Okay, number 8. Actually, it's a story problem, so I'm going to turn this over. Bakery sells packages of 10 bagels for $3.69. If the bakery sells packages of 12 bagels, how much would it cost? Okay. So I make my first box, dollars and bagels. Now you don't have a time unit, but the dollars is always the Y, bagels is the X. So per dollars per bagel. Okay, now they didn't give me the dollars per bagel. Okay, so I make a table. X is bagels. Y is dollars. Remember, we can't do the 0, 1, 2 because I don't know what the price per bagel is at this moment in time. Now there is a way to find it, but we don't really need to find it. Okay, so block off the top. So 10 bagels is with $3.69. Then we want to know how much it is for 12 bagels. Let's go back up here. If I bought 0 bagels, I wouldn't have to pay any money. So the fact that both the units begin at 0 means I set up my proportions. So dollars, bagels. Remember, you got to put the X on bottom, Y on top. Dollars, bagels. So 10 bagels is $3.69, and that's proportional to being 12 bagels and X. So 10 times X, 10X. 3.69 times 12, 44.28. So I got 10 times X, so I need to divide by the 10. And 44.28 divided by 10 is 4.428. Go to 4.43 or 4.42, and that's your answer. Okay, so dollars is 4.42 or 43. Okay, next one, number 9. Thomas can type 2 pages of a program in 9 minutes. Wanda can type 2 pages of a program in 11 minutes. They have a total of 100 pages to type. How long will it take them working together? So I'm finding the number of minutes. So we have pages and minutes. The time unit is the X, the other unit's the Y. So pages per minute. Okay, they didn't give us one, so we leave it empty. Then I would want to make two tables here. Okay, I'm not minutes, pages, Actually, it should be X, Y. X is minutes, Y is pages, X minutes, Y is pages. Now I'm making two because we have two different people. Okay, number 8, we didn't have two different people. Okay, so 2 pages, 9 minutes, so 9, 2. And the other one, 2 pages, 11 minutes, so 2, 11. Now if they type for 0 minutes, they're not going to get any pages. Okay, so that's a ratio, 2 pages to 9 minutes. If these guys type 0 minutes, they don't get any pages. So it's all ratios, okay? So I use ratios. But I need to add a ratio over here because the 100 pages is between the two of them, okay? That's what they have to do together. So pages, minutes, pages, minutes, pages, minutes. So I got 2 pages to 9 minutes. Remember, you got to put the X on the bottom. 2 pages to 11 minutes, and we have to type 100 pages in X minutes. Okay. Now line up your equals. You keep the 100 over X on the right, but over here you have to add the fractions 2 ninths plus 2 elevenths. Okay. So either use this calculator, 2ABC9 plus 2ABC11, or go on your phone. Do a Google search for fraction calculator. Click on the first one you see, and we want to add 2 ninths to 2 elevenths. So 2 ninths to 2 elevenths. Okay, click calculate. I got 40 over 99, so 40 over 99. So they can do 40 pages in 99 minutes. We got 100 pages, X minutes. Cross multiply and divide 40 times X is 40X. 99 times 100 is 9,900. Then I divide by 40, and I have my answer. 247.5. Now you can have a decimal for time, so it'd be 247.5 minutes. Alright, next one, number 10. In a survey, 60% of, and I've got of in big capital letters here, when it says of after it, we need to line it up over 100%, okay, the percent. 60% of the students prefer bagels to donuts. If 120 students were surveyed, how many prefer bagels? So the 60% up here represents those that prefer bagels. You did a really good job on this, on the assignment I looked over. And that's your total. So we got to talk about the 120. It doesn't say they preferred bagels, okay? They're asking me how many preferred bagels. So X prefer bagels, and 120 must be my total. So 100 times X, 100X. 60 times 120 is 7,200. Then we divide by 100, and that's 72. Okay, so 72 people preferred bagels, which is 6. Okay, number 11, now it's a fraction, so 3/4 of the people in town voted in the town election. If 120 people voted, how many people live in the town? So the top unit label, voted, okay, in town election. Okay. Do I have a number for how many people voted? The 120. Yes, I do. Okay, so it goes here, and then X goes here. So 3 times X is 3X. 4 times 120 is 480. And I divide by 3, X is 160. So you have 160 people in the town. Okay, a tennis racket normally costs $65. The tennis racket's on sale for 20% off. Notice how it doesn't say notice how it doesn't say of after it says off. What's the price of the tennis racket after it's marked up? So I don't put the 20 over 100 when it doesn't say of after it. That's not that kind of a problem. I use my before times percent equals after equation. Okay, so I'm finding the after. That's X. Now, 20% off, I take 100% minus 20%. That's 80%. Move the decimal twice, 0.80. Okay, before must have been then 65. So I have 65 times 0.80 equals X. Okay. So X doesn't have any operations around it. I just take 65 times 0.80. 52. So $52. Okay, then last but not least, number 13. Two cars travel for the same amount of time. The first car travels 60 miles per hour. The second car travels 70 miles per hour. The faster car travels 50 miles further. Find the distance traveled by each car. So you have 2 miles amounts you have to find at the bottom of the paper. Okay, now I don't have units in bold. I don't have anything in bold because it's a distance, speed, time problem. Okay, so I make my table. Now the speed is here, the distance is here, and the time is here. So we have fast and slow. Okay, so speeds are the miles per hour. You have 60 and 70. So 70 is the fast, 60 is the slow. So forget about those. You don't need those anymore in the table. Don't put them down again. Okay, the faster car travels 50 miles further. Find the distance traveled by each car. So the only thing I know about distance on the miles end of it is that the fast car goes 50 further. So that means plus 50 there, but I got to put X plus 50. And this is X. Okay, now we have no idea what the time is. We just know the times are equal. They traveled for the same amount of hours, the same amount of time. But time can be expressed as distance divided by speed. So for the distance of this car, we have X plus 50. And for the speed, we have 70. For the distance, we have X. For the speed, we have 60. So X plus 50 over 70 equals X over 60. Okay, now I'm going to multiply. Well, that one's an easy one to find. On this side of the equation, you have 70X. Now over here we have an X and then there's a 50 with it, so I put a 1 in front of the X, or you can just leave X separate, I guess. 1X and 50 both separately need to be multiplied by 60. So that's 60X, 3,000, okay. Okay, got X's on opposite sides, so subtract your 60X. 10X equals 3,000, okay? Then I divide both sides by 10, and we get 300. Go up on your table and put 300 in for the X's. So that traveled 300 miles. This traveled 300 plus 50, which is 350.